welcome to an introduction to C# tutorial. To write code, you need an IDE. I recommend Visual Studio. The link will be in the description, and I recommend you download the enterprise version. Now, let's get started. Once you open Visual Studio, this is what you'll see, and go to File, New, Project, and select a console application, and name the console application something you'll remember. But for now, I'll just call it Console App 1, and save it to a location that you'll remember where it is. And then click OK. Then Visual Studio will create a new project for you. Once that's done, you'll see some code has already been generated. At the top, there's a list of libraries that we'll be using. There's a namespace of the application, a class with a main method inside. Don't worry if you don't understand everything I just said, as you're not expected to when first learning code. I won't dwell on the meanings and the reasons for all of these in this video, as it would be overwhelming and unnecessary to cover in a beginner tutorial. I found that I personally didn't understand the reason behind all of them until I started coding more and more. But today we will be focusing on the code inside the class program, and we will be doing everything inside of the main method. Everything in between these two curly braces is inside the main method. So let's get started. Our goal is to display a piece of text inside of a console app. So the code we need to do that is the following: it's console.writeLine, and then brackets, and inside these brackets is the text that we want to display in the application. But first, the text needs to be inside quotations, or else it won't work. And we will just put in something like test text. And when you're writing C# and you're finishing a line of code, you finish it with a semicolon. Now let's run the application. And if you've seen there, it was very quick, but it opened and closed straight away. But inside the application, you could see the words test text. But we want it to stay open longer, so we need to add another line of code in order for it to stay open so we can actually see it. So if we put in console.readLine, brackets, we don't need to put anything inside them, and then semicolon. And now let's run the application again. And now you can see test text is displaying, and the application waits for us to press any key before closing. So if I press any key, it'll close. And now we'll move on to something slightly more advanced. It's not advanced, but it's slightly more advanced. So we will create a variable to use as our piece of text. There are different types of variables, but today we will only use a string variable. And we will put it above the console.writeLine. So string variables are variables that store text. We will create a string here, and to create a string, you need to type the word string and then give the variable a name. I will name it pizza because I find pizza easy to remember. And then I will make it equals to, and then you need to do quotations again, and test text and semicolon. Now in the parentheses of console.writeLine, we can get rid of that and we can put in pizza instead. Now we'll run the program. And you can see test text is displayed. Just as similar to before. Now you can name this variable anything you wanted. It doesn't matter what it's called. I just use words like pizza. It's easier to. It makes it clearer for a beginner to understand when you use normal everyday words. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope this video helped you. And if you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comment section. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.